Are talented, some people are dedicated to the sport, they're not consistent. Or I think the biggest factor is they're not confident in themselves, or they just ain't mentally prepared to be.
Moses Itauma lights the fire with a savage reality check, dismantling the hype around both Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. He brands Usyk a slick trickster, technically sharp but lacking the grit of a true heavyweight warrior. In his view, Usyk excels in finesse, but not in the trenches, where heart matters most. As for Dubois, Moses Itauma is even more cutting, accusing him of hiding behind brute strength. He tears into Dubois' mental game and
I feel he knows, and he's grown in confidence since that. I mean, he's in a great place, Dubois, and he can win that fight. He's a big natural heavyweight.
Ring IQ, calling them severely underdeveloped. In Moses Itauma's eyes, neither man deserves top-tier status. When the pressure cooker reaches its peak, he believes both will crack. They're not champions, he says. They're pretenders, just waiting to be exposed. On the flip side, Mark Tibbs goes all in on Dubois, hyping him like he's the second coming of Tyson. According to Tibbs, Dubois is matured, confident, and built to destroy. He insists.
He's a good fighter. He's a hard fighter to beat. And I think he'll learn from the mistakes he made in the first fight against Usyk, and it will give him a hard fight. Look, he has the tools to win.
This evolved version has what it takes to pull off the unthinkable, dethroning the cerebral Usyk. But here's the twist. Tibbs is betting on size and emotion over skill and experience. That's a dangerous gamble when facing a master like Usyk. Yes, Dubois has improved, but Usyk isn't just another heavyweight. He's a calculated pound-for-pound genius. When the dust settles, it's more likely that Usyk's brilliance, not Dubois' brawn, will shine through. Amir Khan enters the fray, gassing up Dubois like he's a man reborn.
There's a problem. Oleksandr Usyk is the best fighter in boxing, period. Of this generation, what he's done at cruiserweight, what he's done at heavyweight, what he's done to all the other British fighters, to do the double over AJ, the double over...
ready to erase the nightmare Usyk gave him. He calls Dubois a beast charged with redemption energy. But the brutal truth is that Dubois is walking into a chess match against a grandmaster. Usyk doesn't just win, he dismantles. His style is icy, surgical, and unshakable. Raw power alone won't be enough to rattle a technician like him. Dubois' limited ring IQ remains a glaring weakness, and that's exactly the kind of flaw Usyk exploits with precision. As Moses Itauma brutally puts it, this isn't a comeback story. It's a setup. And Usyk?
Now is a different machine.
Self-confidence will be...
And time waits for no man, as the saying goes. I just think that this is a fight that's exciting. It's a good fight. You've got to make Usyk the favourite, but it's a fight that Daniel Dubois can definitely win.
He's about to make it a masterpiece in domination. Adam Smith erupts with conviction, declaring Usyk the unstoppable king of this generation. From conquering cruiserweight to clinically dismantling heavyweight giants like Anthony Joshua, Usyk hasn't just moved up, he's ruled. Smith says if Usyk beats Tyson Fury, the debate ends. He's the greatest of this era. His secret? Movement, timing, and total control. He doesn't just fight, he conducts clinics in the ring. Duke McKenzie doubles down, saying Usyk is rewriting boxing history in real time.
Usyk, in your opinion, can't cope with that?
No one can. No one can. No one can. We'll bring our game. Like I said, Daniel has now spent, by the time this fight comes around, he would have spent 2 years, exactly 2 years with this
time. While others throw punches, Usyk crafts masterpieces, staying several steps ahead while the division chases shadows. Carl Froch tries to rally behind Dubois, painting him as a reborn warrior ready to shake up the heavyweight scene. But even as Froch talks up Dubois' mindset and power, cracks in that narrative show fast. Deep down, he seems to know Usyk remains the clear favorite. The contrast is stark. Dubois may have heart, but Usyk brings elite skill, experience, and a history of breaking down top-tier opponents. Froch's belief feels more like hope than conviction.
is a chance for Daniel Dubois to go down in British sporting folklore and to go and do the business, reverse that result.
Don Charles explodes with passion, claiming Usyk won't survive the storm Dubois is about to unleash. After 2 years of intense transformation, Charles says Dubois is now a smarter, deadlier force. But here's the truth. Usyk has already faced and neutralized bigger hitters. He stays icy under fire, breaking opponents down with surgical calm. Dubois may charge in with aggression, but Usyk's ring IQ, composure, and experience are on another level. While Charles is shouting belief, Usyk's quiet confidence.
Usyk is a class act, a mature individual because he's older and wiser, comes from a completely different background. But Daniel Dubois is growing into himself. This will be one hell of a fight. This will be a proper fight, like all of the Usyk fights have been.
Speaks volumes. The real question isn't whether Dubois is ready, it's whether Usyk will even need to leave first gear. Frank Warren doubles down on his belief that July 19th is far more than just another bout. For him, it's Daniel Dubois' once-in-a-lifetime shot to rewrite his story. Warren frames this as a full-scale redemption arc, a moment to erase the humiliation of his crushing defeat to Oleksandr Usyk and rise as a British sporting hero. He insists Dubois has matured into a...
I think I'll give Dubois a shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but, it's exciting. And I think definitely a fight he could...
Fighter built for greatness, forged in adversity, and sharpened by experience. But beyond the hopeful narrative, the brutal truth looms large. Usyk isn't a redemption dealer. He's a legacy killer. For Dubois, this fight isn't just another step in his career. It's a test of perfection under fire. One misstep, one lapse in concentration, and it could all come crashing down. The question lingers. Can Dubois weather the storm, or will Usyk crush yet another dream with cold precision? Simon Jordan throws gasoline on the fire with a scorching tip.
And Daniel Dubois against Oleksandr Usyk. Realistically, has he got any chance? We've got 30 seconds.
Of course he has. Look, it's a tough ask, of course. The thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you if you let him. Dubois, good luck. Don Charles, good luck. Great British boxing, good luck. We potentially might have a heavyweight championship back on us.
Calling the Dubois vs. Usyk showdown a potential era-defining war that could reshape the heavyweight landscape. Jordan hails Usyk as a master technician, clinical, calculated, and composed. But he shifts his focus to a revitalized Dubois, claiming the young Brit is now sharper, tougher, and poised to explode on boxing's biggest stage. This isn't just a title defense for Usyk, it's a powder keg, and Jordan warns that Dubois might just be the one to light the fuse. With the throne of heavyweight boxing hanging in the balance, he believes this bout could ignite a new chapter in the sport's history. One punch, one moment.
In Usyk press conference, he's not going to start flipping tables and kicking off and this, that, and the other. He's going to play a few little games and mind games and that. But aside from that, pretty chill and relaxed.
One upset away from rewriting everything. Eddie Hearn, meanwhile, tries to sell a sliver of hope, painting a faint picture of Dubois pulling off the impossible. But the hesitation in his voice is hard to miss. He suggests there's a chance, but it's laced with doubt, almost as if he's preparing for the worst. The reality beneath his words is clear. Dubois is stepping into the fire with no shield. Flat, rusty, and still haunted by that bruising loss to Joseph Parker, Dubois looks vulnerable, and across from him stands Usyk, a clinical machine, sharp.
Oh, 100%. Daniel Dubois is, like I say, Daniel Dubois is a machine, and I'd back Daniel Dubois. If he was fighting anybody else other than Oleksandr Usyk, I'd back him to win.
Active and locked in. Even Amir Khan's lukewarm praise can't cover up the glaring imbalance. This isn't a fair fight, and it feels like everyone, Hearn, Khan, even Dubois, knows the nightmare is circling again. Anthony Joshua speaks with clarity and experience, acknowledging that while boxing always offers a puncher's chance, this is no ordinary fight. He emphasizes that Usyk doesn't rely on power alone. He's a master tactician with an elite boxing IQ and unmatched control. Joshua warns that if Dubois gives Usyk room to dictate the pace, it'll be a long, painful night. He mentions trainer Don Charles's influence, but doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Dubois is entering a level of boxing that could drown him. Oleksandr Krasyuk, Usyk's promoter, reinforces the message. Usyk is fully prepared to display just how massive the skill gap is. With every edge in his favor, Krasyuk believes Usyk is ready to put on another clinic, demonstrating the difference between raw power and pure boxing mastery. Fabio Wardley offers insight into Usyk's psychological armor, praising his unshakable demeanor. He notes how Usyk never gets rattled. No drama, no emotional outbursts, just a man who manipulates the moment with icy calm. Wardley argues that Usyk's greatest weapon may be his composure. While others unravel under pressure, Usyk thrives in it, turning chaos into control. His ability to dominate both the physical and mental space of a fight is what separates him from the pack. Wardley believes Usyk's mental fortitude could be the deciding factor. Duke McKenzie, however, remains firmly in Dubois' corner, declaring, "I back Daniel Dubois 100%. He praises Dubois' raw power, relentless work ethic, and machine-like determination. McKenzie believes Dubois has all the physical tools to dominate the division: explosive punches, size, and a will to win. But even he acknowledges the real challenge: Usyk. While Dubois might beat most contenders, Usyk isn't like the rest. His intelligence, technical brilliance, and championship experience make him a nearly impossible puzzle to solve. So the real question remains, will Dubois' firepower and grit be enough to overcome Usyk's brilliance? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more explosive boxing insights.